You're not alone in your pain. Right now, someone watching this is going through their darkest valley, feeling lost, broken, and wondering why God allows suffering to touch their life. But what if I told you that in these moments of deepest anguish, God reveals his most profound truths? Truths that can transform your understanding of both suffering and faith. In the quietness of our pain, when everything else is stripped away, we begin to see what our comfortable lives often blind us to. These revelations aren't just spiritual theories. They're powerful truths that have changed countless lives throughout history. Today, we're going to explore 6 extraordinary ways God speaks through our suffering, insights that often remain hidden until we walk through the valley ourselves. You see, suffering isn't just about endurance, it's about enlightenment. It's in these moments that God peels back the layers of our understanding, showing us depths of wisdom we might never have discovered in our comfort zones. Some of the most profound spiritual transformations haven't happened on mountaintops of success, but in valleys of despair. As we journey through these 6 revelations together, you'll discover why some of the most spiritually mature people you know have often walked through the deepest waters. You'll understand why ancient wisdom tells us that gold is refined by fire, and how your current struggles might be forging something precious within you. This isn't just another video about finding silver linings. We're diving deep into specific life-changing truths that God unveils uniquely through suffering. Truths that will transform how you view your past pain, present struggles, and future challenges. These insights have changed countless lives throughout history, and today they might just change yours. Let's explore these 6 profound revelations together and discover why some of life's most precious treasures can only be found in our darkest moments. Through suffering, we encounter divine love in its rawest, most profound form. Pain creates a unique window into God's heart, one that often remains invisible during seasons of comfort and ease. When darkness surrounds us, God's presence becomes tangible in ways many believers never experience during peaceful time. Most people seek God's love in moments of blessing, in answered prayers, and in life's victories. Yet paradoxically, suffering strips away these surface-level encounters, revealing a deeper dimension of divine connection. In our deepest anguish, when words fail and strength crumbles, God's love manifests not as a distant concept, but as an intimate reality. Suffering brings us face to face with divine compassion in its most authentic form. While joy shows us God's delight, pain reveals his tender nearness. It's similar to how parents draw closest to their children, not in moments of celebration, but when their little ones hurt. This nearness in darkness illuminates aspects of God's character that prosperity alone could never reveal. Many saints throughout history discovered this profound truth, that their darkest valleys became sacred spaces where divine love took on new meaning. Physical pain, emotional trauma, or spiritual wrestling create chambers in our hearts where God's presence becomes more real than ever before. These moments forge an intimacy with the divine that transcends intellectual. What makes this revelation particularly powerful is its transformative impact on faith itself. Pain doesn't just reveal God's love, it reshapes our entire concept of it. Through suffering, we begin to grasp that divine love isn't merely about protection from hardship, but about presence within it. This shift fundamentally alters how we perceive both God and our relationship with Him. Beyond mere comfort, this deeper revelation of divine love in suffering equips us to connect with others in their pain. Our personal encounters with God's intimate presence in darkness enable us to guide fellow travelers through their valleys with authentic empathy and wisdom. Through this, our individual suffering becomes a bridge to community and healing for others. This profound truth about divine love stands as just our first revelation, yet it sets foundation for everything else we'll explore together. Pain unlocks reservoirs of strength buried deep within, strength we never knew existed until suffering forced it to surface. Like muscles that only reveal their true capacity under intense pressure, our inner fortitude often remains hidden until life's challenges push us beyond our perceived limits. Most stunning discoveries about human resilience emerge not from comfort zones, but from crucibles of adversity. In suffering's furnace, superficial strengths melt away, revealing something far more profound, an inner core of divine-given power that transcends our natural abilities. This strength isn't manufactured or self-derived. It's uncovered, like gold being refined from ore. Sacred texts speak of power being perfected in weakness, and through suffering, this paradox becomes living reality. When external supports crumble, when familiar coping mechanisms fail, something remarkable happens. We tap into a wellspring of supernatural endurance. This discovery often startles even those with unwavering faith, as they witness firsthand how God's strength manifests most powerfully in moments of absolute helplessness. Within every trial lies an invitation to discover this hidden reservoir. Each wave of pain, each moment of despair, each seemingly insurmountable obstacle serves as another opportunity to unearth deeper layers of divinely implanted strength. As pressure mounts, these layers peel back one by one, revealing capabilities we never imagined possessing. What makes this revelation particularly transformative is its lasting impact on self-perception. Once discovered, this hidden strength becomes an unshakable foundation. Future challenges no longer loom as insurmountable threats, because we've experienced firsthand how suffering unveils our true capacity for resilience. Remarkably, this strength often manifests most purely when we stop struggling against our limitations and instead embrace them. In accepting our weakness, we paradoxically access a power far beyond our natural abilities. This counterintuitive truth reshapes not just how we face current trials, but how we approach all of life's challenges. Moving forward, each new obstacle becomes less a threat and more an opportunity to tap into this discovered wellspring. Our relationship with difficulty fundamentally shifts. We learn to see trials not as crushing weights, but as invitations to experience divine strength in increasingly profound ways. Suffering breaks through walls of isolation, revealing profound truths about human connection that prosperity often masks. Within pain's crucible, superficial relationships dissolve, while authentic bonds emerge with unexpected strength. What makes this revelation particularly powerful is how it transforms not just individual relationships, but our entire perspective on community. And how that perspective is the real integrity. Pain creates a universal language that transcends social barriers, cultural differences, and personal backgrounds. In moments of shared suffering, masks fall away, revealing our common humanity in its rawest form. People who might never have connected in normal circumstances find themselves bound together by shared experiences of loss, grief, or hardship. Most remarkable is how suffering strips away pretense in relationships. When crisis hits, small talk and social niceties give way to deep, meaningful exchanges. Hearts open, vulnerabilities surface, and genuine connections form. These bonds often prove stronger and more lasting than relationships built during easier times. God reveals something profound about community through collective hardship. As one person's suffering draws others close, a beautiful cycle emerges. Those who receive support in their pain become uniquely equipped to offer it to others. This creates chains of compassion that extend far beyond immediate circles of connection. Within faith communities, shared suffering often acts as spiritual mortar, binding members together more strongly than shared victories ever could. People discover that their weakness, rather than their strength, creates the strongest connections. This paradox reveals something essential about how God designed human relationships to function. Through suffering, we learn that isolation is often self-imposed. Pain has a way of dismantling barriers we've built around ourselves, forcing us to accept help and acknowledge our need for others. This vulnerability, though initially frightening, becomes a gateway to deeper, more authentic relationships. Suffering also illuminates how human connection serves as a primary channel for divine comfort. Through others' presence in our pain, we experience tangible manifestations of God's care. These moments of shared vulnerability often become sacred spaces where both parties encounter divine love in uniquely powerful ways. By revealing these truths about human connection, suffering doesn't just change how we relate to others during crisis, it permanently transforms our approach to community, vulnerability, and mutual support. Suffering shatters one of humanity's most persistent illusions, complete self-sufficiency. When life flows smoothly, it's easy to maintain this carefully crafted facade of independence. Yet pain has a unique way of exposing how deeply we need both divine support and human connection. Modern culture celebrates self-reliance, encouraging people to believe they can handle everything alone. Success often reinforces this mindset, creating an illusion of control and independence. But suffering breaks through these carefully constructed walls, revealing a fundamental truth about human nature. We were never meant to walk alone. Pride often masks itself as strength, convincing us that needing help somehow diminishes our worth. Yet, in suffering's depths, this deception crumbles. Physical limitations, emotional exhaustion, or spiritual wrestling force us to confront our inherent limitations. What initially feels like weakness becomes a doorway to authentic strength. Strength found in admitting need and accepting support. Most profound is how suffering reveals dependence on God, not as a limitation, but as life's natural order. Like branches connected to a vine, human attempts at complete independence prove not just futile, but contrary to divine design. Through pain, this truth moves from theological concept to lived reality. Within suffering's crucible, false sources of security melt away. Bank accounts, social status, physical health, and personal achievements all reveal their inadequacy as life's foundation. This stripping away, though painful, creates space for building life on something far more solid, divine dependence and authentic community. Suffering also exposes how interconnected human lives truly are. No one exists in isolation. Every person's actions and needs ripple through their community. This web of mutual dependence, often ignored during prosperous times, becomes unmistakably clear when crisis hits. Perhaps most surprisingly, accepting human limitations through suffering leads not to weakness, but to profound freedom. Releasing illusions of self-sufficiency opens doors to deeper relationships, authentic community, and genuine spiritual growth. What initially seems like a loss, independence, transforms into an unexpected gain, genuine interdependence with both God and others. This revelation permanently alters how life is approached, creating space for vulnerability, authenticity, and true strength found in mutual support. Suffering draws a sharp line between fleeting happiness and lasting joy, revealing distinctions that often remain blurred in easier times. Pain strips away surface-level pleasures, creating space to discover something deeper, a profound joy that exists independent of circumstances. Most people equate joy with positive experiences, assuming it must vanish when life turns difficult. Yet suffering reveals an astounding truth. Genuine joy can coexist with pain. Within suffering's depths, priorities naturally realign. Things once deemed essential fade in importance, while previously overlooked blessings take center stage. Simple moments, a friend's presence, a peaceful sunrise, a moment of clarity, transform into profound sources of joy. This shift isn't just temporary, it permanently alters how life's experiences are valued. Suffering also reveals joy's supernatural nature. While happiness depends on external factors, true joy proves remarkably resilient, surviving and even deepening through trials. This discovery often startles those experiencing it, as they find themselves capable of genuine rejoicing even while bearing heavy burdens. Pain creates contrast that makes joy more vivid. Just as stars shine brightest against the darkest sky, moments of joy gain extraordinary intensity when experienced amid suffering. These glimpses of light amid darkness often carry more weight than entire seasons of casual happiness. Perhaps suffering's most profound revelation about joy is its communal nature. Shared joy proves especially powerful in difficult times, creating bonds that superficial happiness never could. Joy's persistence through suffering also reveals its divine origin. When circumstances warrant despair, yet joy remains, people glimpse something transcendent. A gladness anchored not in temporal situations, but in eternal truths. This joy becomes evidence of something beyond human experience, pointing toward divine reality. Through this revelation, suffering transforms not just how joy is experienced, but how it's pursued. Instead of chasing temporary happiness, people learn to cultivate lasting joy, finding it in unexpected places and sharing it even amid life's storms. Suffering unveils hope's true nature, not as wishful thinking, but as an anchor for life itself. While comfort might obscure hope's vital role, pain reveals its transformative power, showing how this divine gift sustains humanity through darkest nights. Raw suffering strips away shallow optimism, making space for genuine hope to emerge. Unlike mere positive thinking, authentic hope proves robust enough to withstand life's harshest storms. Within suffering's depths, people discover hope as more than emotion. It becomes a choice, a stance toward life that transcends circumstance. Most profound is how suffering reveals hope's paradoxical strength. When external reasons for optimism vanish, true hope often burns brightest. This seeming contradiction points to hope's supernatural source. It flourishes not because situations warrant it, but because it's rooted in something beyond current circumstances. Within pain's crucible, hope takes on new dimensions. It shifts from focusing on specific outcomes to embracing broader possibilities. People learn that hope isn't about predicting future good, but about trusting in meaning beyond present suffering. This expanded vision of hope provides stability, even when preferred outcomes prove elusive. Suffering also illuminates hope's communal aspect. When individuals lose sight of hope, others hold it for them. Through this shared carrying of hope, communities discover their vital role in sustaining faith through dark seasons. One person's steadfast hope often becomes a lighthouse guiding others through storms. Pain reveals how hope shapes perception of both present and future. Like light bending around obstacles, genuine hope finds paths forward when none seem possible. It transforms waiting from passive endurance to active anticipation, infusing difficult present moments with future meaning. Beyond personal comfort, hope revealed through suffering equips people to support others in crisis. Those who've discovered hope's power in their own valleys become uniquely qualified to guide fellow travelers through dark times. Their tested hope carries special credibility, offering living proof that light exists beyond current darkness. Through suffering, hope emerges not as mere optimism about tomorrow, but as profound trust in life's ultimate meaning. This discovery fundamentally alters how both present challenges and future uncertainties are faced. These 6 divine revelations, through suffering, reflect profound truths that transform not just our perspective on pain, but our entire approach to life's journey. As we've explored together, suffering creates unique windows into aspects of God's character and human nature that often remain hidden during easier seasons. Pain's classroom teaches lessons unavailable elsewhere. Through suffering, divine love reveals its deepest dimensions, showing up not just in life's victories, but standing steadfast in our darkest valleys. This intimate revelation of God's presence amid pain permanently alters how we view divine companionship in all circumstances. Our exploration revealed how suffering uncovers strength we never knew existed, a strength that doesn't originate from human willpower, but flows from a divine source. This discovery fundamentally changes our relationship with challenges, transforming them from threats into opportunities to experience supernatural empowerment. Through pain's lens, we witnessed how authentic human connections form in suffering's crucible. These bonds, forged in shared struggles, prove more lasting than relationships built in prosperity alone. Suffering strips away pretense, creating space for genuine community to flourish in ways that comfort rarely allows. We've seen how pain exposes self-sufficiency as an illusion, revealing our need for both divine support and human connection. This truth, though initially challenging, ultimately leads to freedom, releasing us from exhausting attempts at independence and opening doors to authentic interdependence. Our journey showed how suffering distinguishes between superficial happiness and lasting joy. Through pain, we discovered joy's supernatural resilience, its ability to coexist with suffering and even deepen through trials. This revelation permanently alters how we pursue and experience life's pleasures. Finally, we witness hope's transformative power, revealed most clearly in life's darkest moments. True hope, tested by suffering, emerges not as mere optimism, but as an anchor for the soul, sustaining us through present trials while pointing toward future meaning. These revelations work together, creating a tapestry of truth that can sustain us through life's most challenging seasons. They remind us that suffering, while never desirable, can serve as a doorway to deeper wisdom and more authentic faith. Through pain's lens, we gain clarity about what truly matters in life. Moving forward, these truths can serve as guideposts when navigating difficult seasons. They remind us that suffering, while painful, need not be pointless. Each trial carries potential for profound revelation. Each struggle opens doors to deeper understanding. Each pain points toward purpose. This knowledge doesn't eliminate suffering's sting, but it infuses our pain with meaning. It reminds us that our darkest valleys often become sacred spaces where divine truth reveals itself most clearly. Through this lens, suffering becomes not just something to endure, but something that can transform us in unexpected ways. If you've found these insights meaningful, they likely resonated with your own experiences or spoke to challenges you're currently facing. Perhaps they've offered new perspective on past struggles or provided hope for present trials. These truths gain power when shared, creating ripples of understanding that can touch countless lives. To help spread these transformative insights with others walking through their own valleys, please take a moment to like this video. Your simple action helps more people discover these profound truths about suffering's hidden purposes. Additionally, by subscribing to our channel, you'll join a community of seekers committed to finding meaning in life's most challenging moments. Together, we can create a space where pain's deeper purposes are explored, where suffering's lessons are shared, and where hope sustains those walking through dark valleys. Your engagement helps build this community, ensuring these vital truths reach those who need them most. Thank you for journeying with us through these revelations. May these truths sustain you in your own valleys, guide you toward deeper wisdom, and equip you to support others in their struggles. Until next time, hold fast to these eternal truths. They shine brightest in our darkest moments.